Hey, this is Takasa here. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for my review, for your comments and responses to my review on the SteelSeries Kinzu, which I have right here. And I'm here today to do a review on the Logitech G1 mouse. Let's just show you the G1 mouse. Can you see right there? Yeah, the G1 mouse. This mouse, you guys would think, why would I do a review on the Logitech G1 mouse? Well, the thing is, on YouTube, there are absolutely no reviews at all on the Logitech G1. Like, if you go search on it, there's absolutely no reviews. Because this mouse is fairly old, I must say. I can't even remember when I bought this, but I bought this mouse a really long time ago. And when it first came out, this was one of the, as you can see, the G1 mouse is one of the first mouses that Logitech called like their gaming series. Well, I assume that's what the G stands for. And I guess it's one of their revolutionary mouses, like back in the day, because of its like DPI setting. I don't even know what the gaming specs are, but I think it's like 1000 DPI or 800 DPI. Like, don't take my word for it, but that's just what I think it is. It uses an optical sensor, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 buttons, including a scroll wheel and a little button right here. So why would I do a review on the Logitech G1 mouse like all of a sudden? Well, to be honest, it's one of my, I wouldn't say one of my favorite mouses, but it's one of the mouses I just leave plugged into my computer just because like I can, you know. I've tried out like a lot of the other like Razer mouses, like SteelSeries mouses, as you can see this one here, and I don't know, it just, something about it really like has kept me using it for a long time. So let me just give you some information on Logitech for as a background research, or background information. Sorry. Well, Logitech is one of like the main big gaming companies. Let's just say, alongside SteelSeries, Razer. They produce like sorry. I'm going to try to stop using like as much because I noticed a lot of people picked up on that. So here we go. They produce a lot of mouses such as the G7, the G9 mouses, which are very popular. But in my opinion, the G5 mouse, of course, that's one of the mouses that a lot of people like because of its ergonomic feeling. But to me, like, sorry, I use liking it. Crap. Anyways, to me, I don't really like the G7, G5, G7 series just because although it is ergonomic, it just doesn't feel comfortable in my hand. Well, it's comfortable, but I just don't like using it. But with the G1, it's like G1, the model is very similar to the G3, and it's a ambidextrous mouse. So when and the size is not very big. I'll compare it to the Kinzu. You can see. I'll move it back a bit. Very, very similar in size. So, how I would grip the Logitech mouse, though, is that it takes up a form of although it's a very small mouse, I can still kind of palm grip it, as you can see, like that. If I've like, I would say, I don't know, it's big hands or whatever, but if I try to palm grip this mouse, like, the Death Adder is very comfortable in my hand. But if I try palm gripping this mouse, it is fairly comfortable. Like, the back, as I demonstrated in my last video with the Kinzu, if I try palm gripping this, the back doesn't quite get to the back of my palm. But I try palm gripping the G1 mouse, it actually does get to the back of my palm area. So then, this is one thing I do like about this mouse. Although it's like a similar size to the Kinzu, I do like the fact that it's big enough to pretty much get to the back of my palm, which does make it very, very comfortable. And feeling these two mouses, although they look similar, the Kinzu does feel a lot smaller than the G1. The G1, although it looks kind of like bulky, you would say, it doesn't look as sleek as the Kinzu. But then, although it is a bit bulky and not as slick, I do quite fairly enjoy the fact that it's big enough to be in like my hand, but it's small enough so that I can kind of claw grip it a bit, kind of slide it around the mouse pad. So this gives me really good control in games such as like RTS games, as I mentioned before in my last video, Dota as well. So Although this is a very, very old mouse, and this is one of the mouses that back in the day I know from a lot of Hong Kong CS players, they all chose to use this mouse, and some of them still use this mouse because the feeling of it is, the size of it is not too big that people feel they have to grip it, but it's not too small they feel they have, it's like a little internet mouse. So that's why I think people like this mouse. Personally, I still connect it to my computer, and I still play around with it sometimes. Compared to, like, let's say the Diamondback has a very defined feel, as in, what I mean by defined, as in there are places in the mouse where you can just like grip it, and it's very like built in, and there's places for your fingers to fit. But however, with this G1 mouse, it's everything, although it's not like, it's not round, it's not fit perfectly with your fingers. It's still a little bit bulky. It's still very, very like, very simple to hold and use. I think that's why most people like it. Overall, it's the G1, Logitech G1. It's a great mouse. Works on most surfaces: cloth, hard mats, glass mats. They all work. But then the mouse skates that come with this mouse, they aren't that great. So you probably want to put some on. I just didn't bother with that, I guess. Such an old mouse, I think I forgot about it just now. You can find it for pretty cheap. I don't know if the main shops actually sell this mouse anymore, but then if you find it on like secondhand, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who are willing to sell it. I picked this up for like, I don't know, 80 Hong Kong, which is like 10 US dollars, 10 to 15 US bucks. So for its price, I'd say it's one of the most simplest yet productive mouses out there. As you can see, the video, hopefully it's last time with the SteelSeries Kinzu mouse, I recorded the video in mirror form through iPhoto, because I'm using a Mac at the moment to record this, and now it should be in the right direction, hopefully. So hope you enjoyed this review of the Logitech G1, and thanks for